He doesn't believe the licence fee's going anywhere, and he knows a lot more about it than I do. He's playing the game. Hi, it's me again, and I've got some breaking news from the BBC. BBC Director General states the bloody obvious. BBC Director General, it's truly amazing households happy to pay licence fee. Yeah, stating the bloody obvious there, Tim Davie. And it is. It's truly amazing. And I cannot get my head around it. I have paid it in the past, as you know. I've got family members that still pay it. But it is amazing that they're getting away with charging households in this country £169.50 in order to watch a channel that isn't the BBC. You want to watch Channel 4 live, you want to watch Sky Sports live, you've got to pay the BBC for the right to do that. The money doesn't get shared about. It's a massive scam. And it is truly amazing, Tim Davie, that you are getting away with this, mate. Truly amazing. The Daily Telegraph reported that Tim Davie told staff members that the broadcaster had better budgets than some commercial operators, which he described as glorious. Yeah, it's over £4 billion a year now. They get just in TV licence revenue, over £4 billion quid a year. Get your head around that. And they're still claiming that they haven't got enough money, they've got to cut new programming. They haven't got enough money, they've got to cut local radio. They haven't got enough money, they've got to cut some new services. £4 billion quid a year. It's truly amazing what we're pulling off, by the way, Davie said, according to the paper, that most households are pretty happy paying a licence being a forced payment. It's amazing what we're pulling off. Well, the clue's in the title there, isn't it? He's told you why it's a forced payment. He believes it's a forced payment, and many people in the UK sadly believe it's a forced payment. I haven't paid it for 10 years. I know many of you out there have got a lot more time than that of not paying it. If you don't watch or record anything as it's being broadcast, and you don't access BBC iPlayer to watch BBC stuff, you do not require one legally. It's only a forced payment if you watch or record anything that's being broadcast, access BBC iPlayer to watch BBC stuff. The BBC's funding model is being reviewed after the licence fee was branded as regressive by peers, with Tory peer Baroness Stowell of Beeston last year saying of a report entitled "Licence Change BBC Funding," that sounds riveting, I did actually read some of that there are viable alternatives that all deserve serious consideration. They are looking at many alternatives to the licence fee. Loads of different ideas are being bandied about. As I'm sure you know, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, we've talked about enough of them. The one the BBC want is like a media tax. So going on your broadband bill or your council tax bill, or God forbid, on your payslip, your PAYE or something. Because then it's not being paid per household that way. It's being paid per person. Even more wedge for the BBC. And how are you going to avoid paying that one then? You know, with admin errors and everything, and they'll probably change the rules because people still believe that if you own a TV, you have to pay the TV licence fee. I was having this discussion on the weekend with somebody who just thought if you have a TV, you must pay the licence fee, and it's just not true. And how they're getting away, I've got no idea how they're getting away with charging a licence fee to watch Sky Sports. Sky Sports don't get any of the money. BBC get all of the money, but you have to pay them to watch a different channel. Massive scam. Massive scam. But yeah, as I said, they're banding around loads of ideas, but I never once in any of the conversations have I heard them say, why don't the BBC just go commercial? Working for ITV, it's working for Sky Sports, they charge a subscription, and they show adverts. It's working for Virgin, working for Netflix, they charge a subscription and show adverts, same as Amazon now, same as Discovery Plus. But the BBC, I've never once heard it mentioned that the BBC should go commercial. Even though, there's a headline here. Look, the BBC has touched the third rail by launching ads in the UK. So if you listen to BBC podcasts, ads on them now. Ads on them now. BBC own UK TV. You watch that in the UK. There's ads on that. Why can't... They're not adverse to it. They own BritBox International that charges a subscription. So the BBC is not adverse to showing adverts, not adverse to showing or charging subscription. What's the problem here, Tim? Richer homes may have to pay more for TV licences, with BBC's Director General Tim Davie saying he is open to reform of the licence fee to make it more progressive. Yeah, that's the latest load of nonsense going about. They want it to be means tested now. So poorer households will probably still end up paying the £169.50, even though that goes up, or was going to start going up more regularly than it has over the last few years. But if you earn a bit more than that, you can pay a bit more than that to support our trusted national broadcaster. Wonderful. How are they getting away with this bloody scam? It's beyond me. It really is. In a speech hosted by the Royal Television Society, he said, "We are not defensive about the future. We will need to reform." Just show ads. You could do it tomorrow, Tim Davie. With that in mind, we will proactively research how to reform the licence fee post-28, looking at its scope, how it could be more progressive, and making sure its enforcement is fair and proportionate. There you go. So at no point there is he even considering the licence fee going away at the end of the next charter, which ends in 27. He just said there, post-28 could be more progressive, making sure its enforcement is fair and proportionate. He doesn't believe the licence fee's going anywhere, and he knows a lot more about it than I do. He's playing the game, isn't he? So basically, the licence fee isn't going to go anywhere in 27, but he wants to make sure its enforcement is fair and proportionate. Because as we've seen from BBC spokespeople before, the last resort, their last resort is taking people to court. Oh, God, how are they getting away with it? Our aim is to make contact and get feedback from hundreds of thousands of people, and we do so with an open mind. So there you go. There you go. If you have thoughts on this, like myself, why not get in contact with the BBC? I've got in contact with the BBC several times. No one has ever returned any type of contact to me. I understand why, obviously. But maybe you should try if you're a licence fee payer or you've recently cancelled. Let them know. Let them know all about it. I don't think it will make any difference, but that's what they want. They want you to contact them. That's what it says. Yeah, I just don't know how they're getting away with it. They've gotten away with it for so long, and it is just ridiculous now. The stacks of letters that I get, I've got hundreds of the things, trying to scare me into paying for something I don't want. Is that fair and proportionate when I'm not doing anything wrong, Tim Davie? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on all this down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. While you're down there leaving your comment, hit all the buttons and everything as well. Because if you do that, hopefully I'll see you in another video again someday when I... Ta-da.